information before they were done with all of the towns.
So we're talking Griswold, Groton, Basra,
And Wallingford wrapped up.
Norwich.
I believe Wallingford wrapped up on Tuesday, and that's what they were waiting for.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they waited to make that international announcement. They wanted to make sure all the town agreements were in place. So that's why it was kept a little quiet. They didn't want information getting out, and that's part of any development. Usually if somebody comes in, they really don't want that put out there before they get to a certain point.
You can watch the entire interview with Todd Babbitt and Senator Heather Summers on SNSN's YouTube page. The 8 a.m. news has been brought to you by Dish Car Sales of Franklin. 30 years of satisfied customers. Don't just wish, make it Dish.
All right, time to take a look at the forecast right now. Here he is, Paul Lash.
Good morning, good morning, everybody. Right now, the temperature downtown Jewett City is 59 degrees. Sunshine to start, and a few afternoon clouds. Highs will be somewhere around 81 degrees. And for tonight, cloudy skies. There'll be a slight chance of a rain shower, low around 63. For your Saturday, well, considerable cloudiness. Stray shower around, thunderstorm is possible. Highs will be around 86. For your Sunday, well, sunny along with a few clouds again. Highs around 87. And of course, for Monday, back to school. Oh, there's no school. Back to work now. Partly cloudy skies. Highs around 86 degrees. And that's your weather on this Friday, 06/18/2021.
Hey, what's going on?
Well, it's gonna be a little humid tomorrow.
You know, Paul.
Yeah.
What
the hell was that? Delayed burp or what?
Good morning, Paul.
Oh man.
It's legal now, baby. That's right. Now I'm just walking around in a bubble.
There you go, man.
Here.
Maybe we can smoke that big. We can have that big stogie now.
Yeah,
man. Except the stogie, it'll be green.
Up at your
Either that, something. Don't have to smoke it. You can walk down eating brownies.
This commentary brought to you by Paul's Pot Farm, Taylor Hill.
Yeah.
Paul says, smoke them if you got them.
The big room there.
You wanted a coffee place, have a coffee hookah bar.
There you
go. Whoa. There you go.
Yeah.
Think of how many munchies you can sell.
Coffee and brownies.
There you go.
Yeah. I wonder if they ever made pot donuts.
They're coming.
I imagine they have.
Somebody listening in just said, "Whoa, what a great idea!"
Oh God! All right, so I want to ask right now the people in Facebook and other social media that we're rolling on right now.
Rolling
on. It wasn't meant to be like that, but yeah. Do you agree with the legislation to approve recreational marijuana for adults in the state of Connecticut?
Well,
I can tell you that Heather Summers, our local senator, voted against it.
and she had good reasons because of kids. I can understand where she was coming from.
Yep. She said there's no protection for kids in the bill. So
the problem is that it's not necessarily the smoking type of weed. It would be the brownies, the candy, whatever, the gummy bear thing, whatever else they make that a kid could pick up accidentally and eat.
Okay.
It.
I think it makes sense. It makes sense.
I think that's where she's coming from. Which makes a lot of sense.
At the same time, though, I mean, it's the parents' responsibility. The same thing as if there's alcohol in the house.
Exactly.
That's true, but I think it's a lot harder for a small little kid to pick up a bottle of booze and start drinking it. Where if you got candy or something on the table, it's easy for a kid to pick it up. It's right there.
My thing would be the contact high. If mom and dad are drinking a quart of whiskey at night, the kid's not going to get affected.
Yeah.
But if they're
no, you're right. If their parents are drunk,
but if they've got a hookah out,
that kid could pick it up. You're right.
Yeah.
But I would think the other thing that would scare me is that you read a lot of things about some of these younger parents. So especially when the kids are crying at night and they can't get into bed. And they kind of like go off the deep end and whack the kid. There's been a lot of cases.
Did you say whack the kid?
Yeah. I mean, a lot of them, they get so tied up with the kid crying
And
that
the
they
mom
get aggravated and they
yeah.
beat on the kid. I mean,
Right.
I mean, we've seen a lot of those cases. You know what I'm saying?
Shaken baby syndrome.
Yeah. So,
Mhm.
what's to say that here, kid, have a gummy bear? You know.
Well, there'll be if the parents are stoned, there won't be any shaking baby. They'll be like, no, I don't want to. Let's just dance.
I mean, but I guess this.
Was that so accurate, Mike? What?
Yeah,
This
there's
is
the pros and
true,
cons
yeah.
to the whole thing, but I think what's going on now with just medical marijuana, I think there's a lot of people who really don't have any medical issues that are using the medical marijuana
Right.
to get what they need. I mean,
Okay.
I mean, come on, I've been down there just to see what the hell, it's like going to McDonald's. Like I told you, you can't even get a parking spot. That's how bad these dispensaries are for the medical marijuana.
I wouldn't even know where it was,
It's in
to be
Montville.
honest with you.
It's
Well,
Montville.
I know that, but I don't know where in Montville. I couldn't tell you.
I think it's around the jail.
So we did ask, folks, what do you think
Okay.
about medical marijuana, or I should say recreational marijuana being signed into legislation here in Connecticut? Laura says recreational use will be legal, but will it be legal to purchase in the state of Connecticut? They haven't approved sales for recreational use.
I
So
think
you got to
it's-
buy out of state and then bring it in.
There's some other part of the law that doesn't become effective until 2022. Yeah, I'm not sure. What
So
that
it's
is.
legal, but you just can't buy it.
I don't know. It's something.
I like a hamburger. Illegal to buy. It's like radar detectors.
Yeah,
you can
they
buy
were-
them,
they-
couldn't use them.
Yeah,
Mm.
but they allowed you to use them. You can get away with it now. Radar detectors. Who the hell even uses them? I mean,
Yeah.
they don't even sell them
No.
anymore.
You got an app on your phone for that.
Yeah, no kidding.
They don't sell them anymore. So, yeah. But yeah,
I want to know how many people this is really going to change their life in this area.
More than I don't think it'll change their life. I think it'll just be business as usual. It's just they won't have to do it behind a closed door.
Right.
yeah. Because I mean, there's a lot of people probably smoking pot.
You're going to walk down Main Street and get this whiff of marijuana.
Oh, I don't think so.
Yeah.
No, I think you're gonna have some people
Yeah.
that are going to say it's my right, and I can do what I want to, and
Well,
and smoke it downtown. Or I don't think they can though. I think it has to be in private. Doesn't
I don't know. I don't
See,
know.
we
what-
don't.
I don't know what the rules are. All
Anybody
I
out
know
there
is
know that?
they approved it for July 1, and then there's something that comes in 2022, and I'm not sure what that piece is. So
Yeah.
the other thing that's going to happen, a lot of people are going to think that, okay, I can carry it to a certain amount of ounces in
Yeah.
my pocket, but then they're going to have it. They're going to be so used to having it with them that they're going to go into a particular state that doesn't allow it,
Mm-hmm.
or decide they're going to get on a plane and fly to someplace. They're going to get caught with it because there are some.
Well, I don't know if you can. Can you carry it? Can you carry it on a flight?
No.
They all depends. I mean, I would think they're not going to check you on the way in, but there's some states, like I told you, when I went to Vegas and I'm leaving, they were checking.
Well, no. Then they weren't following their own law.
They were checking.
What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
I know, but the dog was there checking to see if you
Really?
had any drugs on
I think that's more of a suggestion than a
you.
law.
But, I mean, you can't cross. Like suppose you want to go to Canada,
Mm-hmm.
across the Canadian border. It's illegal in
Yeah.
Canada.
Canadian?
Canada.
So,
Austin, have you ever traveled to Canada?
No, I have been to Canada. I haven't been to Canada.
Oh, Canada.
I'm sure
I think Paul's had
I
a
have
couple
my
brownies this
problems
morning.
Paul's been testing that medical marijuana theory for a while now.
I mean, I think
Yeah,
that's,
see?
that's probably that's going to be an issue. I mean, it's still not legal everywhere. Only
I-
16 states only, or we're 17 state now, so whatever the hell it is.
Yep.
So
Connecticut, we're trendsetters.
So here's a question for you. If brownies are considered a munchie
Yeah.
and you eat marijuana laced brownies,
Okay.
then you're hungry for munchies. Is this like a spiral thing where you just,
keep eating.
It can be.
Yeah, I think so. It could be.
It can.
I ended
It
up
can
eating
happen.
427 brownies.
That's a lot of
I ate a
brownies.
brownie. I
One
got the
of-
munchies. Ate a
One of
brownie.
the YouTubers I watched way back when he was in college. That's what he did. This is back when was it? He was just in college. He made like a tray of brownies. One of his friends had one left. He had one, and then for like he was talking about. He's like, yeah, for like 3 or 4 days, I just sat there, just eating them like it was a thing to do. I tried to go to class. I couldn't even stand up. I couldn't remember who I was. I tried to play Morrowind. That didn't happen.
Then I woke up and all the brownies were gone.
Yeah.
You know, we're gonna find more people named Spicoli.
Dude, that's my skull.
Be a lot of overweight people.
Uh-oh. He's going to look like a lawn ornament soon.
Who, Paul?
Austin, he was about to make that coffee come out his nose.
Oh, I still think Paul. I think you've been testing it for a while, and
He's been scraping off the top.
No, really, it's for my wife. You're so full of crap. It's you trying to deal with all them cats.
Well, you know something? I think, it's not going to be cheap either.
No.
I think
God, no.
everybody's, there's legal, it's legal, but, it's going to cost you, $7,500 to get some of this stuff. It's not
Right.
going to be like going out and buy a 6-pack of beer,
No.
It's going to be a whole lot
no.
more expensive than that.
No, especially not now because the market's hot. So,
Mm-hmm.
but in like 3-4 years, when it calms down a little bit, the hype calms down. They'll be like, okay, we can bring this down a little bit.
Yeah.
So
That's
now
economics, baby.
the CBD stores, do they start carrying marijuana cigarettes?
I think there would be certain licensing that needs to go on first.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, because the state's got to get their hand in there.
I was
Yeah,
gonna say,
they
the
want
state's
the
gotta get
they want the
theirs.
tax money.
Yeah.
75 million over the next 5 years.
That's what they think.
State's always got to get theirs.
Yeah, but you know what? I think
think
that
so, those
I think they're going to take
legislation-
a lot of away from the portable pharmacists on the street.
Well, that's the other not good thing, but the mix will be more controlled instead of somebody lacing it with, oregano or
Yeah.
fentanyl or
Fentanyl
oregano.
right now,
it's fentanyl.
they're finding that a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know that going to a store, you're going to get a better quality product,
Yeah.
And there's like,
a safer quality.
yeah.
Just think you can order it on Amazon.
Yeah,
No, Amazon don't sell it.
no, I don't think they
They
can.
would, they would not sell
Not until it's federal, I would think.
it. Yeah, you can have it delivered by a drone.
I think this will have a larger impact than the war against drugs ever did.
How so?
Well, because you're taking it out of the illegal transfer of narcotics. People that were arrested for carrying small amounts are no longer going to be arrested. I just think it's going to make the legality side of it easier.
What about all the people that have been arrested for possession of marijuana?
Well,
All of that is getting stricken from their records,
Right.
Yeah, it'd be wiped off.
So
Yeah.
it's like it never ever happened.
Yeah. I mean, if there's anybody in jail because of it too, they'll be let go. I would think.
there's anybody in jail for possession of marijuana.
You don't get in jail if you kill somebody, they let you out.
Well,
there's
that's
definitely-
that's a different charge.
There's
Paul.
definitely people in jail.
there's
Yeah.
possession of marijuana and there's murder.
Yeah, very,
A
very
lot.
different.
I mean, New York lets the criminal know.
That's New York.
I mean,
Although if you go down south, you go to the Bible Belt. I mean, you get caught with a doobie, they're probably not gonna be too happy because they're never happy down there.
Boy, you want to explain this to me?
Yeah, but you go to Louisiana, it's a completely different story. It's funny.
Well, if you ever hung out on the bayou,
Ain't nothing to do but catch gators.
Blue bayou.
Do a little bit of scrimping, eat some gators.
Come on, we just go over here.
Get some Creole.
Come on over here. I some, talk to Willie Bob.
Yeah. No, I love those gator shows because there's this one dude who can't understand half a word he's
I
saying.
don't know.
You understand the first word in the sentence, the rest is abba dabba dibba dabble. You're like, what the hell is he saying?
And,
What the hell is he saying?
and then you realize that he's missing 3 fingers on his left hand.
He's only got about 4 teeth in his head.
How'd that happen? Gator!
Time for me to go home. and
good
use
show. I
brush-
like
Gator!
is the same type of show where the guys in Florida catching pythons.
Yeah.
They go out and they catch these big pythons. They just grab them.
Mhm.
I mean, some get bit like hell, but they just grab them, put them in a bag. I guess
Well-
they're worth like a couple $100 a piece.
And
Then they go
it's
to the
becoming
store
an
and buy a
infestation
doobie.
down there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
They go
well,
to
because
the-
of all the people just going like, man, I can't keep this anymore.
Yep.
And just throwing out in the wild.
Well,
And then they start breeding. Yep.
Yep.
A lot of them are in the Everglades because what they had there many years ago was a building that kept a lot of reptiles,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of them were all different kinds of snakes, most of them being pythons. But when that big hurricane hit there,
They got out.
destroyed the building, and they all got out. I
Mm-hmm.
forget which was that big one in Florida. That big hurricane was like several years, 10 years ago.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it destroyed the building, and they all got
Talking about
out.
Sandy?
No, it hit that Air Force base too.
Yeah, big one, and they all got out, and that's why they're all there now because of that.
So,
So it was between Katrina and Sandy. It was okay.
No, it was even before that.
Yeah, it was before Katrina.
Before Katrina.
Oh, okay.
So we really want your thoughts on recreational marijuana, folks. If you're out there, you're listening, or if you are paying attention or trolling, certainly let us know. It'd be nice to know what people think about recreational marijuana and it being enacted into law. Governor Lamont signed it yesterday. We're the 16th state to go 16th or 17th.
Got to be 17 because there were 16
Okay.
states. I thought they already had it.
Then there's
All
going to be
right.
a huge debate that breaks out: pre-rolled or roll your own.
True.
Mm.
Oh man, come on, man! The seeds are popping. Should have got rid of the seeds, man. Yeah, we're in session in 20 minutes. Yeah.
I remember a friend of mine in high school had a very long pinky nail, and that's what he would use to pick the seeds out of his marijuana.
Really?
Yeah.
I understand it's not easy to grow either. It's not, you can just plop it in the ground and let it grow. I think it takes a lot of care.
Yeah, that's the other thing is you're going to be able to have a certain number of plants.
6. You can have, a regular person can have 6 plants.
No, you're right, Chris.
Well, Laura, we do appreciate you participating in the show this morning. That is great to hear your opinion.
Thanks, Laura. We
Yeah.
love you.
Yeah. Hey, girl. Come on over, have a dupe. I can you do that now? I think yeah. Hey, Paul, you want to come over and sit by the campfire?
I don't know.
Roll one.
Create our own smoke.
You know who's not. You know who's not is who doesn't. We're gonna have on next week is Miranda Mahoney from Griswold Pride.
She ain't gonna like it.
No, she's very much against it, and Griswold Pride, of course, and of course we want to hear her side of the story, and she's a professional that has been studying this stuff for a very long time, and of course heading up Griswold Pride, so she has a lot of thoughts and information that she wants to go ahead and share. Now I know we kid around and stuff like this, but I don't smoke it. It never, honestly, I tried it, kind of like Clinton or whatever.
But I didn't inhale.
Oh no, I inhaled that shit. Absolutely, but it never did anything, and so I don't.
Mhm.
I really honestly don't. You know who's the biggest stoner that I've ever known? Was my mother. Serious. She was the biggest pothead I ever knew, and I used to be scared to death of it because I'm like. I remember I got in the car with her one day, and I must have had contact highs, and I didn't even realize it. I guess I wanted chips a lot back then, but but I don't think I don't know. It just never did anything for me. But it would scare the crap out of me. So she made me smoke it with her.
So you're saying that smoking marijuana is one of the causes of childhood obesity?
No. It could be, but
Get contact high, eat chips.
That's why he wore that. That's where he got
Hey,
the idea to
Mom,
wear that
Daddy.
burger shirt to Catholic school.
you remember that story.
I do. Yeah.
Wow, that's funny. I tried to forget it.
I mean, that's the other thing.
I said to my mother too. I said because I was 14, and I said, "Isn't that illegal for a kid my age to try this?" She goes, "Mike, it's illegal for a woman my age to do this." So, oh, all right.
I don't know. The other thing too is, driving, how they're going to test it. And you got, I don't think breathometer, what do they call those things, blow into the thing that's going to determine how much marijuana you've been smoking. Because I don't think it picks up any alcohol.
The cops used to say, well, I smell marijuana, so I'm going to search your vehicle.
Can't do that now.
Now, takes that out of there.
Takes that out of it, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, can't do that.
So T, who's in the room, says, I think
T.
I think weed would make Stump the Chump a little more interesting.
Yeah.
Paul would ask half a question, and we would just sit there taking in the high.
Yeah.
We'd be baked. Paul would be sober, and he'd ask, "On what day did Columbus? In what year did Columbus sail the ocean blue?" He said blue.
Yeah. And then Chris will pop up going, do you know what else is blue? Blue Bayou. And then you'll start talking.
My bike's blue.
You can't use Columbus.
Wait a minute, Mike's really blue. What the hell happened to him?
Columbus is gone.
Oh, that's right.
That's right. Columbus? Cancel!
That's right. Can't use the word Columbus anymore.
You can't use what?
Columbus is
Columbus? Yeah. Cancel!
Wonder how that affects
sorry, District of
Columbus,
Columbia.
Ohio.
Columbus, Ohio.
Cancel!
They're going to change the name of the town.
Yeah, they probably will.
No.
To Ponce de Leon.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Not Ponce.
No.
Oh well. So there you
Because
go.
one time, 700 years ago,
And then sometime we'll just sit here, like Austin was saying, we're just having a good old Friday morning.
Yeah.
Before Stump the Chump. And all of a sudden, Austin goes, in one day at band camp.
Oh no.
yeah, except he played the trombone.
Whoa.
Dude, that looked like it hurt.
Yeah. So I am looking forward to having Miranda Mahoney in from Grizzle Pride.
She's so cool.
She is. She's very cool. And because there are two sides to every story, at least.
Yeah.
And she has a lot of great information. And we want to make sure that she also has the opportunity to get the information out from Grizzle Pride regarding not just medical marijuana, but
Yeah, I hear you. I mean,
the
a lot
legalization of it.
a lot of people probably are going to agree with her, but unfortunately, the majority prefer to have it legal. Unfortunately,
You're talking about like just citizens.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I think that probably the legislatures are probably have spoken that stuff. You know what I'm saying?
I think some of it's good though, especially because like you were saying, it would definitely, the legality would definitely change. And a lot of people who are in jail for these kind of crimes, because like, there are some people in jail right now that got caught with like a couple ounces, and it's like, oh, that's intent to sell, and marijuana is classed as, it's a class A drug. It's classed like heroin. It's heroin to some of these lawmakers, and these people get like 6-7 years for like having like 2-3 ounces, and it's like,
well, I don't think anymore.
in some places,
no,
yeah.
they decriminalized it.
Yeah, mandatory minimums.
So, yeah, they're not really. My uncle was a cop in Cranston, Rhode Island for 30 years, 20 years on the street, 10 years, as a detective. He used to always come over and he would say, "Cops have the best pot." Why is that? Why do you think, Michael? That's all right. And I remember him traveling up here one day. This is when I was younger. And the Jewett City Police here. He got pulled over for speeding. He just flashed his badge. What happened? What do you think, Michael? You guys smoked a doob. No, there's this thing called professional courtesy. So.
Yeah, which means that we'll look the other way when you commit a crime.
Well, you talked about not being able to do a search for the vehicle. I
Mhm.
mean, I would think that they can't do that anymore. That there's going to be a lot of other drugs that are probably going to get by because they don't have the right to search.
Right.
Weapons or anything else that they may have.
That brings up another subject, which I think is like, I know you scroll through TikTok once in a while,
What's it?
right?
Yeah.
I don't know, Chris, I probably not Austin, I don't know. You do?
Sometimes, yeah.
Sometimes. There are a lot of videos now that I see that come up in my feed all the time. Some of them I watch because I think they're funny. Where it's a traffic stop or somebody is videotaping on a street corner. A police officer comes over and then they want name and ID. And of course, the person goes, I don't answer questions.
Yep.
Why do you got to be a jerk? You know, what's the big deal? You know, because it's your right. Okay, I understand it's your right. You know, you don't have to say anything. It's a public place, whatever. Maybe you just want to say hi. Hey, Joe.
That's
Nice to meet you.
not the attitude of some of the generation we have out there today. I think they want to be negative to everybody. They don't like authority.
It's part of the cancel culture.
It's part of that. It's
yeah.
part of that culture that we,
True.
which is getting worse, by the way. Yeah.
But I mean, they show videos of people getting stopped in their car. They only roll their window halfway down.
Mhm.
The officer will say, "Roll the window down all the way," and I don't have to. And it's and you see in the videos that the cops don't really push the issue.
Well, I think sometimes it is a two-way coin, though.
Yeah.
I have seen a lot of those videos where the cop is a complete asshole. That's my one for today.
Oh yeah, here we go.
But at the same time, I've seen other videos where the guy that's driving the vehicle is a jerk.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the pendulum now is swinging. Unfortunately, gets swinging way over to the left, where things are going wacky.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, it'll roll back. I thought I read an article in the paper the other day where I think it's Portland, in the extreme northwest, that like 50 cops resigned from the force, from the same town or from the same community, wherever the hell it was. 50 cops.
Yeah. They don't want the issue.
How do you enforce the law now?
They'll quit.
Yeah.
Well, Portland's a big up in Portland. We all know it's a hot spot. That's been going on for a long time, but I believe 50 cops quit just like that. Yeah. So I wonder how they're going to like it without law and order. It's going to be like going to Dodge City, today's environment.
I know a bunch of cops. And honestly, they're pretty cool. They're just when you see them off duty and everything, they're just people. And damn well that they're just doing their job. Because they're thinking, oh man, come on, just give me your ID. That's all I want to see. And then we'll move on our way. You know what I mean?
Well,
oh man,
I think there's a lot of hypocrisy out there now too.
Are you talking about with residents and citizens or police or both?
With the vision of police right now, there's a lot of hypocrisy. You hear people all the time say, I hate cops, screw the cops, I hope they all quit. And then they get their house robbed and they're like, call the police. It's like, no, you can't have it both ways. If you don't want the cops around, well, guess what? If somebody commits a crime against you, where? Now you have to suffer the consequences of not having the police show up.
Yeah. Dodge City.
See, I think, and this isn't like, I'm not aboard the whole like defund the police, because a lot of people will go hog wild with that and they want like the police to get like $100,000 a budget a year every station, and it's like some places need a little bit more money because some places have crime way up here. But like I think that because when there's a mental, like let's say there's someone with paranoid schizophrenia is having an episode, they're having a breakdown, and somebody calls some people to come get them to take them to where they need to go.
Right.
The cops come.
And cops don't know how to deal with that. So they tackle him to the ground. And if he starts freaking out, which is bound to happen, they tase him. When they're not. So we need to get someone on that. I think would be good.
I agree exactly with what you're saying. But at the same time, a lot of it depends on who made the phone call.
Right.
If you're my son and you're having an episode and I call, I'm going to say my son is a paranoid schizophrenic. But if you've got a guy sitting out on a park bench that's freaking out and nobody knows him, there's going to be a 911 call saying there's a crazy guy.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
What about, like, do you know where Buttsbridge Road is, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's think about like 300 feet on the Jewett City side. Somebody drives their car and they're driving from Plainfield and they get into Jewett City.
Yep.
Here comes a Plainfield police officer. And about 200-300 feet into, Jewett City or whatever, they pull him over. All of a sudden, of course, what do you think the driver's going to say? Well, I'm in Griswold now. You don't have any jurisdiction here.
Sure they do.
Of course, right? So let me ask you a question. So when that same car, in a different scenario, crosses the town line and rolls it and smashes into a tree, does that cop go to the town line and flip back because, sorry, not my jurisdiction? No. And you're going to tell that person too, I mean, if I was a cop, I would look at it and say, same scenario to them. Would you want me to turn around and go away?
Yeah.
Or would you want me to help you?
Right.
You see what I mean? So
Yeah.
there's that double-edged sword you're talking about.
I'll give you a personal experience. A couple of years ago, I responded while driving to work to a truck that had flipped over. And, there were a lot of things that happened, but the Montville police were driving from north on 395,
Are we talking about Montville Trubee or are we talking about Montville Town?
Montville town.
Okay.
They pulled over and made the initial call. I'm thankful to God that they did, because something worse could have happened.
Sure.
And then we had the state trooper show up and the fire trucks and all that. But, just the fact that Montville police could have been, well, I'm not a state trooper. It's on the highway. I don't care. And just kept driving.
Right.
But, out of the goodness of their heart, and their respect for the law, they pulled over and helped what was a pretty bad scenario.
Unfortunate. That's what we're teaching people today and
Just keep driving.
Yeah.
yeah. And unfortunately too, it's there's a lot of people in Washington that are causing this stuff too,
Oh, sure.
because a lot of people are listening to them. You know what I'm saying? They don't realize, being in the position they are, what they say. And we always said Trump he said things that with this thing with the attack on the White House. But a lot of those legislators themselves don't realize the power that they're in. What they're saying can affect people as well.
Well, a lot
it's
of-
a different story when they say it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but at the same time, a lot of what they're saying is being controlled by the lobbyists.
Yeah. Well,
We'll support your next campaign with $5 million if you go in and vote this way.
well, I'm not talking about voting. I'm just talking about the way that they
talk.
the way they talk.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some of them, well, attack these people because they're doing this and this, don't let them have this and don't let them have that. Let's face it, there has been some of those legislators that have done that.
Mm-hmm.
And people listen to them,
Oh, yeah.
That's the problem. The people in power today are the ones that are causing a lot of these issues.
So, Paul, you get pulled over by the police. Do you give them your license and registration, or do you sit there and go, I don't answer questions?
To me, it's not worth it. What am I gonna do? Argue with them?
It depends on why you get pulled over by the police.
Okay.
If
Tell
you
me the differences.
If you
tell
get
me.
pulled over for a traffic stop, you are required to show license and registration. Yes. Yes,
Is
because
that policy or law?
that's law, because you have committed an infraction in their eyes. But if it's a DUI checkpoint, you don't have to answer questions, because
I can understand that.
you haven't committed a crime or are suspected of committing a crime.
I don't think they ask you for it either. I just think they just look at you and say, yeah, okay. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Well, normally they just say, "Have you been drinking tonight, sir?"
Yeah.
And it's up to you whether or not you want to respond. Self-incrimination, Fourth Amendment.
As soon as you open up your mouth, they're gonna smell it anyway.
Right.
Mhm.
So,
See, with me, I'll be like, all right, why? Because I don't have anything to hide.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think a lot of people, a police officer would also think. Now, I'm not a police officer, so I don't know, but I would think, if I was to think like one, and somebody said, no, I don't answer questions. No, I don't do this. No, I'm okay. Am I free to go? Are you detaining me? And asking a whole bunch, to see where they stand. I would be more curious to see what's up with this dude,
Mm-hmm.
because they're trying to throw me off the scent here a little bit.
Yeah.
So are they hiding something?
Understand that Connecticut is not a stop and ID state.
I don't know.
Cops don't have the right in this state to stop you from wherever you are going and say, "Let me see your ID."
T says it all comes down to trust on both sides. In reality, it is stranger flashing blue and red lights. The driver will always be hesitant with the person approaching their vehicle and vice versa.
Well,
That
yeah,
was deep.
Yeah.
yeah, because
It
there's
was
been
really
a lot of
deep,
this,
T.
there's a lot of people that have been, impersonated cops as well.
Mm-hmm.
So you're right. You don't know whether it's a real cop or not a real cop. Some cases.
That is true because
Yeah.
there have been people that have been.
There has.
What about some people driving around in these old Crown Vics?
Yep. With the push bar on the front. And,
Yeah, and even the light on the side.
Mhm.
And I've seen a couple of them with the lights in the back window,
See,
but
now
they're not.
that's elite. Well, they can have the lights in the back window. They can't ever turn them on.
Yeah.
It's impersonated.
Oh yeah, you can
Right.
put anything you want in there. You can put a mirror ball in there. You just can't use it because it's distracting. But
Oh, I should remove my mirror ball.
yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
Be
That's
discoing
probably a
out.
good idea. What's going on? Hey man, Denny Terrio, what's going on? Yeah. You threw me right off the scent here. I don't even know. I don't even know where I'm going.
Mirror
here.
balls do that.
I know. Vice versa. Jen says, police in plain white van riding around. See, they're narcs.
Now, see that. Well, that would question. I would question that
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
because we all know that usually the cops around here generally driving Fords.
Let's say a plain clothes approaches you, flashes a badge real quick, and says, "Let me see your ID."
Let me see your ID so I can read it.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that degree of questioning.
If I'm just standing somewhere on a street corner and I got my hands in my pocket and I'm just kind of looking around, maybe I walked out of a restaurant or something like that, and a police officer came over to me and said, "Hey, can I see your ID?" Yeah, okay, sure. I wouldn't have a problem with it. You know what I mean? Because if Paul, you came up to me on a street corner and I'm standing there, and I just walked out of a restaurant, and you went, "Hey, how you doing? Hey, what's your name?" "Well, I'm Mike." "What's your name?" "I'm Paul." Would I look at you and say, "Sorry, I don't answer questions"?
Well, now if you don't know Paul and Paul walks up to you and says, "Can I see your ID?"
I wouldn't show it to him.
Yes. So that's my point. Is I think
There's a different story,
There's
though.
degrees of,
And that goes back to what T just said about trust.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? If Paul just walked up to me and said, "Hey, I'm Paul. What's up? Hey, I'm Mike. Nice to meet you." You know?
What's your address?
Exactly. You know?
But,
And then
you know,
Mike would share it as a show of good faith.
Even
Right.
even that today doesn't really happen because a lot of people on the other side, screw you. Who the frig are you asking me a question? And that's the attitude of
Yeah.
some people today.
Right.
I would never walk up to somebody I don't know and ask them what your name is, unless it was a situation where I knew I was comfortable.
I'll
'Cause
tell
that's what would
Exactly.
happen. That's
Exactly.
exactly what would happen. They'd say,
I'll
F
tell
off.
I'll tell you, if I'm standing on the street corner and a state trooper pulls up and says, "Hey, can I see your ID?" I'm going to hand him my ID, but at the same time, I can ask, "Can you tell me what this is all about?" You're asking for my ID. I'd like to know why.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
You have every right to ask why.
sure.
Oh, sure you do.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
What?
First selectman of Plainfield, Kevin Cunningham. He says, lots of stories about you gentlemen on a street corner, just saying.
Kevin, $20 is $20.
I'm not gay, but $20 is $20.
In our ages, we all need it.
Yeah, the $20 or the street corner.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
You need one to get the other.
God, first selectman's got a sense of humor.
That's
Not
good,
like
though.
our first selectman.
You know what? He does. Todd does have if you got to know him. He's very.
Todd's never made me laugh.
Well, he's not a stand-up comedian.
Todd, come to breakfast this morning and make me laugh.
He might. He might. You know what? I always thought, at first, before I met him, really met him, I was like, this guy's all uptight. And you meet him and stuff. No, he's really easy. He's easy to talk to.
You know what he needs?
He's a nice guy.
Legalized marijuana.
Imagine them doing it.
Todd, come over to the studio. We're gonna get high.
So, what's going on? Are we doing a road study? What?
Okay.
Somebody want to pass the Tostitos?
I love those things.
Tostitos and salsa at every selectman meeting.
That's it.
Woo! I want barbecue.
You would
chips.
pack the house.
Somebody bring sandwiches. I really want a sandwich.
That's one thing I liked about when I lived in the South is every restaurant you'd go to, you'd get chips and salsa and sweet tea for free, and then you place an order for your meal.
Oh God! Even wetlands. I wonder if it grows good here. That would be funny.
I don't think so. It's not like rice.
No. Board of Education meetings. Wait a minute.
Did you guys check the locker?
Gives a whole new meaning to the
Well,
term
that's the other-
community garden.
That's the other thing.
I guess I had to go ahead and grade on a scale.
I mean, this. That's the other. That's
Carry on. Carry on. Don't worry about me.
That's the other thing that's going to happen. Think about the high school.
Yeah.
Kids. I mean, high school kids.
It's adults.
They're considered to be themselves adults. They'll be bringing it to school.
Yeah, but the law says
Yeah, and they get
21 and
suspended.
over.
Is it 21 for that?
Yeah,
Yeah, of course it is.
Okay.
it's 21 and over.
So they can vote. They just can't have a brownie.
But they'll have it.
There you go.
You can.
They'll
You
be, I
can.
mean, just
You can die for your country, but you can't smoke a doob.
Yeah, that's
well,
what I was about to
can't buy a
say.
pack of cigarettes, right?
It's 21 now.
Cigarettes,
Yeah.
21.
Yeah.
I
So
turned
there
that
you
last
go.
year
I
because
mean,
of.
you're telling me that kids under 21 aren't smoking?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, but you know what? Kids under 21 are smoking pot too. Kids under
Yeah, they are.
21 are smoking. I mean, cigarettes. Kids under 21 are drinking.
Sure.
No.
That's not any different than it ever was.
Yeah. So
Say
you
it
think
ain't
they're
so.
going to stop smoking pot because they can't have it till they're 21? I don't think so.
No.
No.
But you know what? It's that whole thing that, you know what? Maybe if it's legal, it's just not that cool anymore.
Maybe.
So now an adult can go to one of these marijuana stores,
Buy it.
buy an ounce and a half, which is their legal limit,
Give it to the kid.
come back, sell it to the teenagers, make a profit. Wait, make a profit, go
evil.
back, buy some more.
Yeah,
Well,
but
it's like
they-
I
no.
said when they because of the whole reason that whole legislature came in for the smoking going to 21 was because of jewel pods and stuff, and they
Right.
were getting everywhere. The little smoking your little USB, and I'm like, you realize what you've just done, right? You've just shut out the 18-year-old market. Congratulations. Now the 21-year-olds will buy them and sell them more to the kids.
Yeah.
Are you guys do you guys just sit up in your ivory towers? Do you guys not see past your noses down to the common folk? Like,
Unfortunately,
yeah, you don't
that's-
know what's going on.
Unfortunately, that happens a lot. These people, they put legislation in and don't realize what the hell they're impacting.
Don't even get
they
me
know
started
the-
on that,
no, they
because
know
I will
the
go off
impact.
all day about gun laws. don't
They don't know
open that
the
can
hell
of
Yeah, I don't
worms.
want to go. I don't want to go down that gun law rabbit hole today. No, no.
Don't open that can of worms.
Oh, you got Stump the Chump?
Yes, they do.
All right, that's right. Paul only comes in on Friday, you know, because for Stump the Chump, because we'll have a conversation, and he'll just constantly look at that paper.
I look at
I'll be able to do Stump the Chump soon, with a dupe. All right, I don't even care anymore.
Where we at?
Are there multiple choice? Because
Yeah,
I'm thinking you
whatever.
guys don't know the answers. So
Yeah,
I'll give you the
okay,
answers.
whatever.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Which boy band sang "I Want It My Way"?
Boys to Men.
Backstreet Boys.
Who said it first?
I said Boys to Men. He said Backstreet Boys.
Backstreet Boys is correct. Trivia question. Here we go. What does the E in Chuck E. Cheese stand for?
Entertainment.
That is correct.
That's correct.
Wow.
Charles Entertainment Cheese.
What is the astrological sign? The crab.
Cancer.
Wow.
You can't.
I'm not getting him a large.
No, I'm Sagittarius.
I'm not getting him a large coffee anymore.
Answer this
No.
question. Correct. Which U.S. state is known as America's Dairyland?
Wisconsin.
That is correct. How
What?
many Harry Potter books
8.
are there?
9. Shit.
9.
It's not 8.
It's 9. I know. Chris said that.
There must be some moisture coming
Because
in
you
there.
got it wrong.
Yeah. You know what I was thinking is like, the Half-Blood Prince.
Uh-huh.
So there was 2 movies out of that. So
So you're a big Harry Potter fan.
I am.
Wow.
Where is the United Nations headquarters?
New York.
New York.
New York.
Coming back.
Not New York.
Whoa.
Washington.
Where is the United Nations headquarters?
In Washington, D.C.
New York.
New York City.
I knew it.
Oh, dear God.
Come
No,
on.
no,
Yeah, yeah.
New York is the state. Is that correct?
Whoa, yeah.
New York City.
Long
All
Island,
right.
yeah.
Wrong.
He's arguing technicalities.
Arguing semantics.
What is the deadliest snake? Python, cobra, black mamba.
Black
Black
Mamba.
Mamba.
Who said it first?
I think it was a push.
Okay. What is the name of the Greek mythological woman who had snakes? For hair?
Medusa.
Holy
Wow.
cow.
Gorgon.
Austin is all over
Yeah,
the
she was a
place.
Gorgon.
He's getting a
It
he's
is
getting a
Medusa.
decaf next time.
It is Medusa. How often does the moon orbit the Earth? 7 days, 27 days, 30 days,
27 days.
365.
365.
27.
Would you say?
27.
That is correct. How many feet in a mile?
5,280. 80.
Who got it first?
He said 80.
He said
I
60. So,
said 60.
What?
You win.
Well, I don't win.
You got it correct.
I think Austin won.
I think Austin won.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, Austin has regained his championship.
I'm surprised.
And the new Stump the Jump champion, Austin Smith.
And some of those I knew, I just didn't get it
Yeah.
out quick enough.
Yep.
You two were just faster.
Yeah.
There you go.
Like the D in Chuck E. Cheese. Who the hell would have thought of that?
I didn't know.
Yeah.
I was going to say Edward.
His
Yeah.
parents hated him. What's your middle name?
Uh,
Entertainment.
T said you were slow. You must have taken advantage of the change in the law.
That's it. I can neither confirm nor deny that.
Here.
Every one of these singers that come out, I got a mouthful of coffee. Come on.
And in the side of his mouth, he had a doob.
Yeah.
You know, it's legal
You know, he
bitches.
can't smoke it. It's not
Yeah, I
21.
can't smoke it.
Oh, that's right. That's right. All right. So it's very interesting, about the whole debate with marijuana and medical marijuana and can you buy it? Can you sell it? How many plants can you have? There's a lot more that meets the law than just whether or not can you smoke a doob legally or not.
Oh, yeah.
So
There's a whole
there's a
thing.
lot to it. If you want to know about the entire bill, it is posted on SNSN News on Facebook. Also what is posted there, how every one of our senators voted. You can see that as well, and so you can take a look. Wherever you are, there was 9 absent, and there were 2 abstentions. So
A lot of party line voting. I didn't say
yeah,
Man-
I don't know. I don't know if it was. I think I disagree on that one.
Okay.
I don't think there's a lot of party line voting on this one.
Let's look at the count.
I think this was more of a vote your conscience kind of thing. Like, Heather Summers, I agree with her. She said she has a good point that there's no protection for children in this bill.
Yeah.
So there you go. So the reason why she voted no was because of that. So, which she also stated here at SNSN on the interview last Thursday, which you can also find up on YouTube. So all you people that are sitting there kibitzing about, I want some local information. Well, guess what? It's all up on SNSN, our YouTube page. It's all there.
And you know how I know it's there? I'm the one that cut it.
Yeah,
I'm recut it.
that's right. Austin's the one. Yeah, it's funny too because we put that stuff up there and it's there. I see questions get listed all the time. What's this? What's this? What? I go into Grizzled now, just kind of peruse what's going on here, and I'm thinking this is all stuff that we've been posting, for a long time. So we got your news, man. We got you covered. We got you back. So check us out on SNSN YouTube and also SNSN News on Facebook. Okay, boys, thanks for joining the show today.
Oh, of course.
All right, it is now time for
Be fast.
Be fast. We're out of here. Have a good day, everyone.
You buy better. Better with Burns. Much better. So much better with Burns. The right insurance at the right price. You buy better with Burns. You buy better with Burns. You buy better.
When was the last time you considered the benefits of having all your insurance handled in one place? One number to call, a licensed account manager dedicated to your policies, discounts for having your policies with one company. The list goes on. Did you know the Burns Agency has a team dedicated specifically to home, auto, umbrella, flood, life insurance, business insurance, including workers' comp and professional policies? We do it all. Call, email, chat us online today. Experience the products and service our loyal customers receive and appreciate. The Burns Agency, proudly serving Eastern Connecticut since 1932.
Better. Better with Burns. Much better. So much better with Burns. The right insurance at the right price. You buy better with Burns. You buy better with Burns. You buy better.
Hello, everyone.